All right, so the new edition of the Horus Heresy is on the way, and it's kind of a big deal. Now, if you're not up for reading all 64 novels, yes, 64, it's basically like the MCU of the grim, dark space drama. Please don't worry, I have got your back. I actually have a whole video breaking down the events of the Horus Heresy, specifically for beginners, so please be sure to check that out if you want extra homework. I'm also going to give you a super short version of the lore in a minute because I'm nice like that. And then I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to know to jump into the game's very shiny new 3rd edition without feeling like you need some sort of like degree in Bolter history. So grab yourself a snack, maybe a cup of tea, and let's get caught up. There is no galaxy ending betrayals required here. This video is pretty much straight to the point. It's not going to be long and drawn out, so yeah, just enjoy. So Warhammer, the Horus Heresy 3rd edition is rolling in fast. And Games Workshop, they've been dropping teasers like left, right, and full-blown centre on the Warhammer community. And from the sounds of it, big changes are coming. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if you are an avid Horus Heresy player. We were talking about it a lot in my most recent live stream, but we're talking updates to just about pretty much everything, how you build your army, the stats on your units, and probably even like how angry your Space Marines are on a scale from mildly annoyed all the way through to like full-blown galaxy-ending tantrum. A lot of like long-term players thought that they were only going to get a few small rule tweaks, but no, I think they have officially gone full makeover mode. And the good news, I think, is that it kind of means everyone is going to be starting fresh. Well, that's good news for us noobs, not so good, I suppose, for veteran. If you are a veteran though, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Just like let me know, is this annoying to you or not? But if you wanted to jump into 30k without feeling left behind, this is kind of what I feel like might be your golden ticket if you are new. Hi. I guess it's kind of like a soft reboot, but with more chainsaws. But you may be sat there if you're new thinking, what the hell even is the Horus Heresy? But please make it quick because, you know, I have a life and I'm in a rush. So, but here we go. It all kicks off with the iconic line, I was there the day that Horus killed the Emperor, which does sound super dramatic and, well, it is. And that's the opening of Horus Rising, the first book in the Horus Heresy. You can watch me read the first chapter without getting in trouble, hopefully. Also, in a video I've done, but it's basically like the space opera version of a family reunion gone violently wrong. If I give you a really quick, sort of chaos-free version, back in the 31st millennium, because Warhammer just loves massive numbers, right? The Emperor of Mankind, who's like Dad of the Year, he creates a bunch of genetically engineered super sons called Primarchs. Now these guys are part wizard, part demigod, part action hero, and each one leads their own Space Marine Legion. Think Space SAS, but louder and just way more stabby. Everything's going great, okay? Until half of the sons, they decide to start a galaxy-wide civil war because, well, reasons. And thus begins the Horus Heresy. Basically, Game of Thrones in space, way more power armour, way fewer weddings, probably for the best. These Primarchs, they're the main characters in the Heresy storyline. And they are massive, they're dramatic, not super great at family therapy, but of course, because this is Warhammer, things just go terribly wrong. Half of the Emperor's sons, they get tricked, they get corrupted, or basically just straight up peer pressured by the Chaos Gods. Think cosmic demon influences with very bad vibes. The ringleader is Horus himself. He and 8 of his brothers, they flip the table, they start this massive galactic feud, turn on Dad and the other loyal siblings, and what follows is basically thousands of battles, backstabbing at every turn, and a storyline so twisty, like I said, if we bring back these Game of Thrones references, because that's full of loads of twists, it just makes Game of Thrones look really mild, really, really mild. Like the Red Wedding is like a colouring book. Okay, basic version, brother versus brother, Space Marine versus Space Marine, big old galaxy-spanning custody battle with chainsaws. But in Horus Heresy, it is just humans versus humans. There's no orcs, there's no Eldari, there's no tentacle monsters from deep space, unless you count the warp, which, okay, fair. You can also play as like the Emperor's pre-imperial guard crew. They love tanks and looking fancy. And you can also play as like the Mechanicum, who are like techno priest weirdos who worship their toasters. But for the most part, you are probably going to be picking a Space Marine Legion. You just then need to decide which tragic demigod son you kind of like the vibe of. Loyalist or traitor. Team Horus or Team Emperor, but just with way more lasers. So real talk for a minute. get serious, roll up our sleeves. Even with all the articles from the Warhammer community, we still really don't know a massive amount about what exactly is coming in the new edition of the Horus Heresy. Games Workshop, as always, are being like super mysterious, more so than like a Primark at a family dinner. But that doesn't mean you can't get a head start. Haha! Step 1, pick your legion. It's what I'm doing. So it's basically choose your team, your Hogwarts house, your starter Pokemon. They all mean the same thing in this point, right? Take some time, scroll through the lore, check out the colour schemes, or just go with the one that makes you go, cool, I reckon I could die for those guys. For example, if you like fire and the colour green, salamanders. If you're into psychic powers and cosmic weirdness, Thousand Suns are your like spooky book nerds. You'd probably find them on TikTok complaining about smut. If you want to like cosplay as a volcano with legs, because we've all been there, right? World Eaters, they've got you covered for that. Or if all else fails, just pick the one that aligns with your star sign. Like if you're a Leo, and I don't know much about star signs, but congrats, you're probably a space wolf now. Bottom line is, choose the legion that makes you feel just like an absolute boss, because at the end of the day, you're the one painting them, you're the one fielding them, you're the one yelling, for the Emperor, or like death to the false Emperor for a very long time. You can also start grabbing a few models to get that ball rolling. That was kind of cringe, I don't care. Heart and soul of any Horus Heresy army is good old regular Space Marines. The basic troops are kind of where it all begins, really. Unlike 40k, where you get 10 per box, Heresy gives you 20 in a single squad box. That's double the angry power armoured lads right off the bat. It's an absolute bloody bargain, really. Now, you'll notice there are different marks of armour, like in Roman numerals. It sounds fancy, but here's the secret. They all play the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain they all play the same. The difference is just 100% cosmetic. So you pick the ones that you think look the most badass. So yeah, grab a box, maybe grab 2, pick the style that makes you go, ah, I like that. And then you're kind of on your way to just building a heresy force that'll look amazing, charging across the tabletop, yelling in space Latin. Now, once you've got some troops, you might be thinking, okay, how do these guys actually get to battle without ruining their boots? Because we all want to preserve our boots. Easy. You invest in transports. Now, stuff like Rhinos and Land Raiders are the ride or die classics of the Warhammer universe. They've been around forever, they look bloody cool, and they're not going out of fashion anytime soon. Kind of like the black t-shirt of the battlefield. They're always a solid pick. You'll also want someone in charge, your army. It needs a leader, okay? So don't leap straight into buying a Primark, though. Those massive resin models, they're like a boss level IKEA furniture. They're expensive, they're complicated, probably emotionally taxing, but they don't really shine until you're playing like probably like 3,000 point like games, which takes time, right, to build up to. Instead, probably start with a Centurion or a Predator. They are budget friendly, much less stressful warlords. Think of them as the like assistant manager before you meet that CEO, if we're in like work language here. Right, if you are feeling fancy and your wallet is ready to cry, you can go all in and pre-order a Saturnine box. It'll be pricey, but it is packed to the brim, I think anyway, with really cool stuff. In summary, you're getting like a full army in a box with more beef than Toby Carvery. The price is worth it. Also, yes, if you're looking to get into this properly, if we're to wrap it up, because I did promise it was going to be short, and I feel like I've waffled for way too long now, but if we're going to wrap it up in true like heresy prep fashion, before Horus Heresy, 3rd edition drops, like a flaming drop pod, and I'm rooting for drop pods. I really am. Bloody love a drop pod. Here's what you need to do. Step 1, pick your legion. Go deep into the lore if you want to. Choose one with the coolest armour, or just say, hey, I like red. Blood Angels it is. Honestly, there's no wrong way to choose, whether you're here for the firepower, the fashion, or just to vibe with your star sign legion. Looking at you, Leos. Just pick a legion that you're going to enjoy painting and building, and you'll be spending a lot of time to get the right. So just make sure you've kind of got the right feel. Step 2, decide how you're going to get there, right? Are you feeling fancy? Are you feeling fearless? Go big with that Saturnine box if you want to. It is a beast of a set with everything short of a kitchen sink, like my grandma would say. If you prefer to dip your toe in first, you're a little bit on that cautious side, probably some tactical marines. Just know that heresy kits, they are a bit spicier to build than the push fit stuff in 40k. Like I said, I like my IKEA references, right? But do keep IKEA in your mind. More IKEA with tiny shoulder pads than just snap and go. But it's half the fun, allegedly. If the pre-orders, we don't know when they are yet. I don't know when this video is going out yet because I'm not that organised. But if they're not, we don't know yet. Maybe at this point we don't know yet is what I'm trying to say. You don't need to worry. Just stock up on your paint. Pick a cool hobby knife. Get manually prepared, right? And yeah, it's kind of tradition. Get everything ready to go. At the end of the day, it's about building something cool, telling even cooler stories, maybe yelling "For the Emperor" at your cat, mind sleeping, but whilst you're painting at 1 o'clock in the morning. You're about to enter probably one of the most legendary eras in Warhammer history. That is dramatic, but maybe it's true. And trust me, I do think it's going to be epic. I am excited. I'm probably going to lose a lot of money. Anyway, if you're still here, thank you so much. I'm only going to implore you one time to do all those things you need to do to please support my tiny channel. And I hope to see you in the next video.